Hello and welcome back, I'm Normal Player Guy, and yes, as I said, I'm going to test out LR Bulma onto the Dragon Ball Seekers with Fighting Legend Vegeta, purely because, as I say at the end, Vegeta is, of course, AGL. So let's see what support items we're going to be rocking. Let's rock that, and you know what, let's rock Essential Beam. Perfect. Right, so no support, but yes. So this will be 55% coming in at medium to high level links. So this is far better than what we're going to get from the Extreme Super Battle Road that we did. So we'll just jump straight into it. Because this will be an easy run pretty much up to God, I may end up skipping a huge chunk of this video, but we'll see some opening rotations. So let's have a look. So of course we want to get them realistically alongside, let's see, we want to get them alongside the AGL LR here. We want to get them alongside them, truly for the best, or Kid Goku, right? So this can basically be done with pretty much the Ginyu Force, because the Ginyu Force is pretty OP. So let's have a look. Who do we have? Probably best to stick. You know, we'll keep you in this. So we'll go through a couple of opening rotations. I'll be able to go through again what Bulma can do, and then we'll skip ahead. So of course, let's have a look. Okay, so the first half of this fight by now, this long stacking event, should be pretty much easy for a lot of people. There is a bit of a power creep when it gets to the God, but from then on, but up until then, you should be able to clear that pretty nicely, and most teams shouldn't have that much of a problem. And of course, there are several quite powerful people who can absolutely crush depending on the phases that you have. Now, we're going against this one. This is STR up against AGL at the end. Not only that, but this Vegeta, he lowers your defense and does many an attack. So what I like to see is Bulma's defense with varying scales of orbs plus her damage reduction. So she'll gain 7% damage reduction per turn up until 77. So by turn 11, we should have that quite nicely. And of course, she gains 17% per orb, and after you get about 5, I think she gives everyone 3 key 37% to stats. So that's really jazzy. So okay, perfect. We have a great opening rotation. Of course, 185k, and we are triggering at 55%, some pretty high links, solid support, incredible adventure, Gans of the Dragon Ball, legendary power. Of course, the DB Saga links are giving key and a small amount of attack and defense to the tune of around somewhere between, was it 3 and 7%? Solid support and legendary power is a nice attack. So let's see, coming in at 185, we don't need to do anything crazy, so let's see what we get with just 2 orbs. We already have type advantage. To cover up, she also guards for the first 7 turns, meaning that you will be able to use the guard in conjunction with these orbs in order to build up your damage reduction. So just a couple of orbs gave us 207. Right, she's also a rainbow orb changer. Anything that's not SDR can get turned, so that's quite nice. Tell you what, we'll do that. We don't realistically need Ginyu to stack, but it would be nice. So essentially, Ginyu team can rock this, right? They can rock this event for Dragon Ball Seekers, which is really nice, because Dragon Ball Seekers is... there are some good units in this, but a lot of them can fade off, and realistically, they can't really stand. If it was in the top 10 worst teams, it may just be, yes. Okay, so again, pretty good all round. Nothing mega in terms of stats. We don't need to see them mega in the stats. We could have gotten way higher attack stats than that, right? So coming in at just over 3 million, 3.2 million. But again, we have type advantage. We don't need to showcase this. So I think I'll go for one more run with Bulma. Let's see how this goes, and then we'll be fine. Wow, triple super from Ginyu, damn. And of course, he becomes super effective against all types. He has the additionals, all that kind of stuff, with just another member of the Ginyu Force on the team. It is ridiculous. Right, okay, let's have a look. Do you know, I'm probably going to do this. Give Raccoon... no, I was going to say Raccoon to build. Tell you what, let's see if we'll do this. Keep Raccoon on, so we can have him on rotation with the other Ginyu. Yeah, that'll just be about right. Here we go, so this will be fine. So we'll quickly finish this, go to the next one, and then I'll probably end up skipping right up until we come to God Vegeta, because there's no point seeing about this. We'll get, hopefully, a lot of orbs on the next phase, so we can see how she fares then. Okay, perfect, right. Okay, so we're not going to get any extra just because we got them on rotation to be able to do this. Lovely, that's 8 orbs. So we're rocking in at 185k. This guy is an extreme class support, so he will not affect us. So let's see, we're going to get 8, we're going to have full 24 key, 275. Now you can get higher with various supports and various amount of orbs, so depending on the amount of orbs available, you can get higher. That was 8 orbs and 275k. Now we had a 90% with pretty much maxed links, and they were touching closer to 300 to 350k on a variable scale, so you're not really losing that much, so that's quite nice to know. And since you're only a extreme class support, there's nothing here, so this will be a pretty meaty attack. Okay, perfect. Let's see how this stacks. This shouldn't do anything. No. 20k is probably more than I thought, but she has damage reduction and she has guard, and she's built that up. So we're already a few turns in. So yeah. So pretty powerful. That's not too bad at all. And we get the additional as well for 3.5 million. So she's busting out close to 9 million then right there. 9 million and does a crit. Pretty great. This unit as well is pretty great. Paired alongside when you can give Bulma the 5 orbs that's needed for the support buff. These guys are really nice. Having that extra 37% to stats is incredible, as well as the 3 key. These two work out really well. As you can see, totally able to hold their own in this event. Right, okay, we're now moving on to the SDR phase. Yeah, SDR phase. So I'm going to cut back until we hit at least Super Saiyan God. I'll see you then. Alright, so here we are. This will be the God phase we need. I don't think we get any more links. Still don't get any more links. Perfect. So we've had a chance to build up quite a bit. So here we go. So coming in at 111k, remember this is 55%. Remember at the 90% you were coming in with much higher. So yeah. So that's, I mean, you were starting off at around 150 to 180k. So that's quite a lot. That's quite a lot. So let's have a look. We're going to get a huge 11 orbs right here. This is going to be a ridiculous amount. 185k, so again, at the 90% we saw on the last video, you were touching almost 400k, which is ridiculous. So again, there's a huge difference between 1 and 2 dupes, but again, she's still able to guard, and she's still building up that damage reduction, so I'm hoping that this will be, again, probably under 50k quite easily. Right, okay, and what are the LR? The LR is now buffed to 177% as a lead, which is really nice, and they greatly raise on the 18 key, and having that 3 key, come on, super, okay, never mind, but 6 million, easy able to tank that. But also being able to get that 3 key from this particular Bulma to help get the 18 key to greatly raise for several turns is really nice. So again, close to 10 million with the change on this one, so we've got 11 orbs, looking pretty great. Now you could say, well, you'd expect more, 55% from an LR who's pretty monstrous and does a lot in today's age. This, in essence, is technically, I mean, could you call it the 8th year? I mean, possibly. Just before we enter the 8th year, I mean, this is on both Global and JP, so I'd imagine, so this is definitely like a newer era. Wow, 7.5 million. Oh, and they dodge it. All right, well, that just drags it out a bit more. So 7.5 million from then is actually pretty great. But yeah, so technically this, you consider this to be like an 8th year unit, right? So that, yeah, oof, that was a chunk of damage. See what I mean? This event can still hit hard. So with it being an 8th anniversary unit then, not 8th anniversary unit, 8th year unit, right? You'd expect them to do pretty well. So year 4, 55%, maybe the bar set a bit too high in terms of standards, but they're still, but I mean, they do a lot. They get, you know, guard, damage reduction, etc. So I mean, you know, give support, gives 3 key, 37%. It's pretty ridiculous. Like, we'll do this. You've just supered, so I kind of feel like I can do this. This will also give us a buff. He's just supered, so we should be able to quite easily tank that. They also greatly raise, which is pretty jazzy. So we'll do this and see if we can get some same type healing here. That's brilliant. Alright, so again, so they had, what was it, like 170k, you greatly raise. So that you get 50%. So they were well over 250k, and God Vegeta slapped them for 200k, which is pretty mental. But yeah, so it just goes to show that this event can still punch pretty hard, and we aren't even at the later stages. This is the power creep that we're at now. This is where things get a little bit spicy. But yeah, all right. So we are not. It's a shame we're not going to finish this phase, but that's okay. It allows us another rotation for Bulma to keep building up that damage reduction. So that's nice. On top of which, depending on if we can get some STR orbs on the field, Oh, we did actually finish this phase, which is really nice. Okay, so if we can get some STR orbs in the field, we should be able to get some healing. Very nice. Do you know, I can't remember what her actual active skill is, so I must actually figure it out. So what does it say? Starting from the 7th turn, all allies get 7 ki, 17% attack, and are super effective. So everyone gets 17% and super effective whilst getting 7 ki. You know what? I'm going to save that up until the final one so we can nuke him. What are we going to get? 7? I think 7's the best one. Let's see. Let's see what happens if we get... See, she's already got type advantage. Go on, let's see if we can nuke. Let's go for a nuke. So what are we at now? 264k. Looking pretty good. Remember, no support, so that's looking pretty decent. Still paired up with this LR, so we can try and get the most out. And Kid Goku coming in at 243. And he keeps building. He's probably at his passive, right? Because he builds stats with every rotation. But by now, he's probably there. 5.28. We've seen higher. So it seems the magic number is at least 10 orbs. So 10 orbs at 55% in order to make any headlines, right? So, because I mean, otherwise, a lot of like this free-to-play unit coming in at 5.2 million is getting support from the Bulma. I mean, these are pretty solid, and these are also these are getting incredible amounts of support based on Youth, DB Saga, and Dragon Ball Seekers, right? That's in their passive. They can get up to 35% per each one of these categories per member of the team. So, I mean, these are actually a pretty solid unit. Yep, so obviously they're easily able to tank all these attacks, which is incredibly nice. And this Kid Goku coming out with 5 million. But again, you are comparing what these are both Rainbow, these are both Easy A's compared to 55% standalone LR. So, I mean, you could say that we're being a bit too harsh, right? But, you know, it is what it is. Right, okay, so let's have a look. Wow, Ginyu's just running away. This is why AGL Ginyu is one of the best units in the game, if not the best. I personally won't have it as the best unit in the game because if you factor in everything like his teams, etc., you'll find that his teams are a bit naff. Because like to run him on Terrifying Conquerors, you've got to have the Ginyu. To run him on Space Traveling Warriors, it's got to be the Ginyu team. Half his passive is around the Ginyu team. We will do this. Prevent the video from going on too long. We'll do this and get a massive attack. But yeah, so but like Ginyu, much like Bulma, as I was saying in the last video, both of these units, they're so great, so powerful, so versatile. You could stick him on any of the teams that they're on, just as a capable tank, an affordable, capable tank, or something to work with, right? Rainbow Orb Changer, for instance, guards, get stats per orbs. So, can easily hold their own in some difficult content, right? And of course, building damage reduction. And Ginyu, well, Ginyu has ridiculous amount of stacking defense. Yes, half his passive is based around another Ginyu, but even if you don't, he still stacks. So additionals would work out quite nicely for him. Okay, here we go. This is where it's going to get extra spicy. This is precisely it. Precisely it. I'm a bit worried about these units at the end, but I think they should have their guard. I think it's guard if there's another person on the team. If it's in the same turn, we are looking pretty grim. I might just want to read up on this because, as you can see, I don't really use these. So they build up with each attack received. That's really nice. So they have a high chance of guarding all attacks, but they get the additional within the same turn when guard is activated. But do they get it? Because I know they have a guaranteed guard with Ginyu, but is it on the same turn? Guards all attacks and stuns the attacked enemy when there is another ally whose name includes Ginyu. Tell me it's in the same team. Oh no, it's not. So we are probably absolutely going to die. There's just no doubt about it. What do we get? 7, 6, okay, 7 orbs. We are absolutely going to die. Unless they get their guard, which is, you know, plausible. We are absolutely going to get rinsed. But most importantly, we're here to see how Bulma reacts. 264k has probably built up most of her damage reduction. Okay, so far great. So we need the super attack to be on Bulma to live this round, otherwise, oof. Okay, so coming in at 5 million, that's fine. I could use a damage reduction item, but this would kind of hurt the progress of the game. They kind of hurt the progress of this unit. But let's see. Okay, so capable of putting out some high attack stats. Crit, still capable of doing a lot of damage. Okay, no super attack, so that's pretty grim. Okay, so it would be a good chance then to see how well this unit fares. Probably a wipe. I think anybody but Bulma can tank this. I think it would be a straight up wipe for a super attack, so that's not great, is it? Perhaps I should use like I should perhaps have used a Ghost Usher, because that would be quite ideal. We need this unit to guard, otherwise we can expect to take around 200k per normal, 250k per normal, because they don't have a lot going for them. Okay, they do raise defense on super attack, so that slightly increases our chances. I expect something utterly shocking from... They guarded. Oh my god. If they did not have guarded, it would have been GG. Okay, wow, running in at 600k, flipping heck. Okay, what's he got? 200k. No, we'll do this. We want to survive, so we'll do this. Stick with this. Kid Goku's coming in the game with 208k. That's not bad. And he's going to get 30% on top of that. Don't super this. This is so annoying. You're going to super this rotation, aren't you? Yeah, that's... Ginyu's going to shrug this off like a champ. What are we going to get? Wow. 5... Jesus Christ. 550k was that? And he's taking that much damage? You see what I mean? This stage is no joke. This event can still catch a lot of people out. This phase is ridiculous. Unfortunately, he has just supered, which means that we are not going to get it with Bulma, so this is absolutely going to suck. But because I mean, what we want is we want to receive that damage with Bulma to test her damage reduction, because her guard is long since gone, right? So yeah, so her guard is gone, but she's built up a lot. So let's see. We're kind of fortunate the super attack was on this, because it probably still would have wiped those out on the next rotation. Oh. This goes to show that even Ginyu can get clapped up. Okay, perfect. Lots and lots here. So go back to full health. We are going to have 7. 7 is the most we can get. Everyone's got their orbs. We'll go for 18 keys across the board. 164k, 264k, 126, but we're quite easily able to get the 18 key. Okay, so yeah, obviously being able to tank these normals is really nice. So if she's able to tank these normals, she's going to survive in pretty much most difficult content. And she's going to have that damage reduction. Right, so this is totally fine for her. What we want to see is a super attack. If she can survive this super attack, she's going to be good for Red Zone. When we're talking Red Zone as in the last 2 or 3 stages of Red Zone. Oh, perfect. Come on, hit us. Hit me with your best shot. Ha! Ha ha! Okay, that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. So, fully built up. I mean, yeah, it just goes... Yeah, she's brilliant. She can totally take on absolutely anything. Even AGL is just not a problem. You could throw her on pretty much any team that she's on. Red Zone can go on for a fair few stages. I mean, there'll be an overlap with Guard as well. That is truly awesome. And these units I mean, this unit as well is completely blown my mind. We've done this with... We didn't even need to use that Sensor Beam. It was just as a precaution. Pretty much Dragon Ball Z just no-itemed it. Pretty much off the bat of that Bulma, because that Bulma completely tanked that attack at the end. I guess it wasn't fair to say just off the back. He did find Ginyu completely running the show with like triple super attack, and you saw the Raccoon and Guldo. They did get their guard in that final phase then, which also saved our lives. But again, so Bulma able to take under 100k with only 7 orbs. I mean, the magic number is 10 as we discussed. I mean, she's pretty great, right? Dragon Ball Seekers, pretty decent. This Bulma does an incredible, she does a lot. So you could pretty much no-item it. She can pretty much handle her own. I'd say altogether, I'm impressed. I mean, I say we're being a bit too critical for 55%. There is a huge amount of stat difference between 1 and 2 dupes. When we saw 1 out of 3 dupes, and they were touching 400k with close to 10 million and an average of like 7 million. So again, it's if you get the luck to summon, if you even have the stones to summon. Honestly, you probably shouldn't summon, but if you did, congratulations, you've got quite a niche unit that can help you out in a lot of situations. But thank you very much for watching, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Until then, bye bye.